Welcome, everyone, to another riveting, thought provoking, and thoroughly exhilarating episode of Starkage. My name is Dr. Oatmeal. With me, I have the one and only Prince. Alright,
I just want to
but
see
in
how
all
that felt like.
seriousness, yeah, it feels great, doesn't it?
It does. I
The
felt a lot
machine
of
gun
power.
noise?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of swag with making, and I'm not afraid to say that. There is a lot of swag with making machine gun noises with your
There
mouth.
is. More people should do
Yeah, we're losing recipes, man.
it.
We're losing recipes,
I
dog.
need I need the other two on this podcast to start making machine gun noises.
See, it's like a virus. It just infects the population. Yeah, like a pandemic. So, we've got an interesting episode ahead of us today. I don't know if we should call it like fully a movie review like how we did with Minecraft,
Yeah.
but Prince and I went and saw something I never thought I'd have the chance to see, and I mean that in like a derogatory way. It's called Hurry Up Tomorrow by Abel.
Able Tesfaye, yeah. And
And it it really took just one left turn after another, in my
yeah.
opinion. It was hard to hold. It's hard to hold all these limes. What were your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I just wanted to start off by saying like I knew you would never see this movie, but like you went out of your way to like get the free tickets for me and like to go see it
Yeah.
with me, which I appreciated. That was really
Yeah,
cool.
dude. Yeah, I know you're a big Weekend fan or
Yeah,
a big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I guess I can say a big The Weekend fan because you are.
yeah.
But when referring to what's his last name?
Tesfaye.
Tesfaye. When referring to Abel Tesfaye as a creator, I'm going to start using that name because he's
That's his
retiring the
name.
persona of the Weekend. Yes, and that is his actual name.
But I mean, to answer your question, how I felt about the movie, eh, like I see what he was trying to do throughout the movie, but like I don't like how it was executed.
Okay, so you're like, good idea, poor execution. That's where
Basically,
you're at
yeah,
right now.
yeah,
And you preemptively gave this movie a 5 out of 10.
I did, yeah.
Yikes.
like,
Ouch.
really, like minutes before the movie, I looked at you and I'm like, oh, this movie's gonna be a 5 out of 10,
Yeah.
and you're like the same rating for Minecraft.
Yeah, which is wild because I feel like now I have to question your rating system because now I have, I am an engineer. All right, as an engineer, my motto is trust in God. All others must bring data. See, you have fucked up. You've given me data. Now I'm plotting your data on a graph, and I have some questions about your rating system because if the Minecraft movie, which I think now after having seen it a couple times and really just basking in the pop culture of it, I think it's a gem. I think the Minecraft movie really did what it had to do, and it really said it with its chest that it was just going
yeah,
to be a silly have a good time movie for silly have a good time people.
yeah, for the kids.
Yeah, for the kids, for the youngins, and also
Yeah,
for the adults who are trying to have a giggle off of Eddie. And yeah, you know
yeah,
the types.
yeah.
You know the types. And but to give Hurry Up Tomorrow the same rating that you gave Minecraft, please make it make sense.
I mean, okay, so if you, which is funny because these two movies are very different from each other, but like I would rather
Yeah.
go see the Minecraft movie 10 times over than
Right.
have to watch Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Okay, fair.
And like
Yeah.
it hurts me to say that because I am a big The Weeknd fan and like I really
Hmm.
wanted to like this movie, but like I
Yeah.
can't.
You said he
There's
did some acting before this, right?
yeah, he was in a show called The Idol,
Okay.
and I still haven't showed you the clips from it, but it's pretty bad. It's not
Okay.
great.
Yeah, you had mentioned that before the movie. You're like, oh man, his track record with acting like isn't great. Da 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 da. And I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because I don't even really listen to Abel's music, to be very honest with you. To The Weeknd's music. I'm sorry. I messed it up already. I don't really even listen to The Weeknd's music. And the person we got the tickets from, huge, massive, crazy, probably as big as you, if not bigger than you, The Weeknd fan, has seen The Weeknd multiple times in multiple states and is in line for raffles like this where you get free tickets.
Oh,
That's how we
wow.
got the free tickets.
Hell
So
yeah.
so I know that there is the Weeknd influence in my friend group. So I
I
also wanted to like this movie, you know? And I mean, I liked Miss Ortega going buck crazy and burning her house down. That was fun. That
I
was a good
mean,
one.
it's kind of it was kind of difficult to watch because you can clearly tell the different acting skills compared to Abel and Jenna.
Yeah.
Like she was carrying pretty hard.
Yeah, which is crazy to me. Which is crazy to me because we're talking about like Wednesday Adams carrying this man over the finish line
Yeah.
while he's bleeding and hyperventilating. Yeah, I mean, even it wasn't even times where he was supposed to be showing or conveying some kind of heavy emotion, because those flopped. Those
Yeah.
those flopped. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say he's like some sociopath that has to practice emotions in the mirror or anything like that, because I understand that he's like a genuine person. But those ones in the movie, they flopped. But even when he was acting like himself, you know, because he played himself.
Yeah.
He played a stylized version of himself, but even when he was just acting like how he would act when quote no one is looking, it just wasn't believable.
It really wasn't. Yeah. Like throughout the movie, like his like when he wasn't like he does like a lot of overacting, and I don't really like that. It feels very forced.
Right.
I feel like he's better in a like supporting role. Like maybe eventually he can work up to being like a main actor, but like
Yeah.
no, like it wasn't believable at all.
Mm-mm. And you know, he's like they all try it. You know they all try it. They all try to be like like Will Smith and Jamie Foxx. They try to do the acting and the music at the same time.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just doesn't land. Sometimes, and it doesn't always land. Like sometimes good actors obviously aren't good musicians, you
And
know,
yeah.
and
It
sometimes like good sports players aren't good actors. I believe that The Weeknd is a very competent multidisciplinary artist, and that and Abel reflects that also in his other creative endeavors. But this movie, I mean, let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the numbers, man. The movie,
yeah.
she had a $15 million budget. I've never seen $15 million in my life.
I will
Only made
probably never
three.
see it.
Only made $3.3 million. That's such a deficit on its first week. On its opening weekend, actually. You know, when the hype is supposed to be like palpable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm like I didn't even watch any trailers because like he was posting trailers and like promoting the fuck out of this on his Instagram, but I was like not watching. Like I just wasn't really interested. I don't know why. I think after he released the last album for The Weeknd, I was just like, all right, I'm done. Like I don't really need to invest my time into this.
Oh, you're just closing the book on it.
Yeah, because like he did say like this was the last The Weeknd thing he's gonna do. Like he's gonna like move on. Like he's gonna keep making music, but not as The Weeknd. So I'm like, all right. So this character, like this persona, is dead. So I'm like, why do I need to keep investing my time into it.
So, did it die at that announcement? And was that death reflected in your appreciation of the movie?
I think I think I was very, very biased because I knew how his acting was before, like in the Idol, and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to try watching the movie because I was expecting the same thing to happen, and it kind of did.
Yeah. So I've heard the Idol a lot. What is that?
So it's I think it's an HBO show. I think it only has one season. I'm not. I have a computer right in front of me. Why am I not looking this up? Uh, yeah, it's an HBO Max show. It only has one season, and it's about this girl. I guess she was like she fell off, and she's just trying to get like be relevant again.
Okay.
And I guess it's just supposed to show like how scummy and like messed up, the industry could be.
Gotcha.
And Abel, he plays this like over the top character, but like it comes off really cringy. Like
Oh man.
he says like a lot of like sexual stuff in the show, and it's like, oh no, like because like his music, like the Weeknd's music, is all about like sex, drugs, substance abuse, and all that stuff, parties.
Right.
But like when it's him himself trying to like talk about it, I'm like, I don't really, I don't believe it. I'm like, this man, this is not someone who gets pussy.
Yo, because Gabby and I were just talking about how, like, Gabby's like, I've never done a bump off of somebody's knuckles, but that is not what it looks like. You know what I mean? Like, that is so unbelievable that that's the, like, that's what it looked like to take a bump off of your best friend's knuckles. Like, be for fucking real, dude.
Yeah. Like in the beginning of the movie of Hurry Up Tomorrow, when he's performing on stage, he's on tour. He does the little like tongue wag in the middle of the
Yeah.
song. And I'm just like, oh no. Like I can feel myself cringing and like laughing at it. And that's like not the first time he's done that. Like he does that a lot on concert, like tours. Like, can someone tell
The
him to
tongue
like,
wag, man.
yeah, like it's not sexy. Please stop.
Yeah, pack that up.
I mean,
Should have left that one in the drafts.
to be fair, I'm not the target. I guess I'm a male. I'm not a female.
Yeah, sure. That's fair. You know that's fair. And to look at this from like a bird's eye view, do you feel like this is like a a decent capstone for that persona's era? Or do you think that the music speaks for itself and you didn't need to make a movie about it?
I feel like he really didn't need to make a movie about it, but I don't think there was any harm in making it.
Okay. That's fair.
Like, if you want my honest opinion, like I really wish, because he was trying to make like a story with his like last trilogy with After Hours, Dawn FM, and then the last album, Hurry Up Tomorrow. If he just made like a movie about like those three albums, I probably would have been okay with it, because like the music videos, they all like connect with each other, and he's not really, I mean, he's acting in them, but he's not speaking.
Right.
And he does a really good job in the music videos. Like I enjoy the music videos a lot.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just this movie, I was just like, it doesn't really do anything for me.
That's a bummer.
It
You know,
really is.
because even though you're not the target audience of tongue wagging, you were technically the target audience of that movie.
I was, yeah.
You
And
know?
it really sucks because I wanted to go into this liking the movie. Like I really
Right.
wanted to because I
That's
know it yeah.
that's how I figured you were gonna be. That
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna be like, "Oh, dude, sick! Let's go see
Yeah.
this movie." I'm like
Yeah.
gassed, hard gassed about this, and then you were like, "All right, this is probably gonna suck, but let's do it."
I think
You
I
were
told
like
you
enthusiastic but wary, you
yeah.
know?
I think I told you that like minutes before we went into the theaters. I'm like, this is gonna suck, bro.
No dead ass. And I mean, at least you were honest with me about it,
Yeah.
you know, and you could be honest with yourself as the weekend fan, you know, that you felt a very specific way about this movie. It wasn't very favorable, but it also wasn't super negative.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't tarnish your idea of Abel's music or the weekend, which is good.
Yeah.
You know, some people might have left out of there being like, that totally flopped.
I am
Um,
never listening to this music again.
I'm never listening to this again. Yeah. Uh, as just another point of information, Katie, who got us the tickets, she really liked the movie. She thought the symbolism was very well done. I assume she likes his acting, and said that there was a lot of hidden messages in the movie for the deep cut fans. Is there any truth to that?
There is like I don't disagree with anything that you just said right there. Like I do like the message, and like if you are a longtime fan, you would pick up what Abel's been going through,
Mm-hmm.
and like I picked up all that. It's just like I said, it all comes back to the acting,
Yeah.
and it really sucks because like I said, I wanted to like this movie because I know how much Abel wants to be in movies. He wants to be an
Right.
actor. He doesn't want to. He didn't start wanting to make music. He wanted to be an actor, and I'm like, I wanted to root for him. I'm like, all right, he's got this. But I'm like, dog. I don't know. I don't know if he's gone to any like acting classes or something, but like maybe it's time to go to those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, we haven't really touched on like the story. We just been kind of rambling on.
Well, I wanted to get your reaction. This is like a live reaction. So now that we got a reaction from a fan, I can give you my reaction. You can ask me questions. You know what I'm saying? And then we can
Yeah,
go into like what the movie's about and how that affected us. You know, it's we're at a good pace here,
yeah.
I think.
Okay.
So
So what do you think?
I felt like it was rushed. I feel like the message was really good, like you said, but there wasn't enough meat on the bones for someone who doesn't prolifically listen to the weekend. You know, from an outsider's perspective, it was kind of confusing. I'd have to watch it a bunch of times and then have someone with me to like reference to these songs to be like, this is where, you know, or this
Yeah,
music video to be like, this is where this comes in. It was just a little bit high concept to be like a box office film. I feel like you said, if it would have just been like really long music videos that you could stitch together and make into a movie, that would make a lot more sense
yeah.
for that album trilogy. And from what it seems like Hurry Up Tomorrow got the movie either the title or the movie's actual structure. You're gonna have to correct me on that. Just because it was the final album. Now, is that true?
It might have been honestly. Like
You
I don't
know,
know.
it just feels like a gimme. It
Yeah,
feels like, but see, I haven't listened to that album, so I don't know how much of that album or the other three or the other two um were they all related to the?
Y-
Oh well, you know what? Let's save that. Let's save that for the next phase. My
Okay.
thoughts. My
Yeah.
thoughts, because I was starting to get that's me off on a tangent now. My thoughts though. So it was a little bit dry at some points. Um, I think the scene with like the fair was like really out of place.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
little stuff like that, like the argument after the one night stand was really weird. That felt super scripted. Um, if that's like supposed to mean something, then it went over my head, dude. I don't know. I don't know like what that has to do with anything, but then some of the symbolism, like uh, the elevator scene and stuff like that.
Uh,
Um,
oh, him going to
and
Silent Hill.
yeah, 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 and then like the lights, man. Oh my God, they had an epilepsy warning at the beginning of the movie, which was an understatement.
Yeah, they really should have.
That should almost downloaded epilepsy right into my frontal cortex.
Yeah,
God damn.
the lights and the spinning. Like I don't normally get motion sick, but
Yeah.
like damn, this movie, like the lights were hurting my eyes and like the spinningness, I was like I can't. And he did that like multiple times throughout the movie too.
Yeah. So many times. But so yeah, it gave me it left me with a weird taste in my brain. It left me with I need more information for this to make sense, or this movie isn't for me. That's what it left me with. And if that movie's not for me because I'm not like a super deep cut fan, then that's fair.
Yeah,
That also makes sense why it flopped, because there's not going to be, out of 100 people, probably like 15 of them are like deep cut The Weeknd fans. So out of $15 million, you only get three back that make sense. That's just math, dog. There's like not that many people who would show up for something like that. More people than not would probably just pirate it. I mean, fuck it, man. We got the tickets for free.
yeah,
That's the only
that,
reason why we went.
yeah. Honestly, I wasn't even mad that like I went to go see it.
Yeah,
I only
you
wasted like
know?
2 hours of my life, but I was having fun in the theater.
Yeah, a theater all to ourselves, which is buck
That was
wild.
the yeah, that was great. Like like all four of us were just making fun of the movie.
So good.
But I wanted to go back to that one point where you said that that movie might not be for you, which that's honestly how I feel like looking back onto it. This movie is definitely just for the fans. Like if you're just a casual like watcher, like you know nothing about the weekend, then you're just gonna absolutely hate this film.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you one of on the list of things I could tell you about the weekend is that you are a fan of it. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't know a goddamn thing about that boy. Don't know him. I scarcely know what he looks like. I know what he looks like now, but at first, if you were like, pick out the weekend and these five brown people, I would be like, ah, ah, gun to my head, like, ah, tell my mom I love her.
yeah.
Like,
This is it.
yeah, literally.
It's the what the closed dog eye meme.
Yeah, dude. Just fade away.
well, okay. You said you came at this movie with a lot of negatives. Well, what some positives do you like about
Oh,
it?
some positives.
Yeah.
I think the shots that weren't rotating were done very well. I think the scene with the house burning down, and is Jenna Ortega, right? That's her name.
Yeah.
The scene with like Jenna, fumbling with the keys after burning down the house and like the car not starting at first. I like that. I like that how it felt raw. Um, like spreading the gasoline all over the house is another one. Is like that's like an extra kick to the teeth because you really only need to spread gasoline in a couple places. You don't really need to go down every hallway in every room on all of the dressers on the couch. You don't really need to do all that. That just increases the risk of you spilling it on yourself. You know what I mean? And don't want that.
Yeah.
Silly goose. So I
Well,
think going around to every room and spreading the gasoline was just like, take this, like take that,
yeah, she was
like a
very
real putting a nail in the coffin kind of a
yeah, she
vibe.
was in hysteria.
Yeah,
Yeah, like she was just emotional. So
yeah, I really liked that. Let me see. I liked the whole like what am I trying to think of? I did like the elevator scene, even though I didn't understand it. I like how like dark the movie was. Like it was shot like dark and a lot of low light.
yeah,
I did like that. Um, I liked how the doctor said your voice is gonna start cracking, and it actually did. That was cool, because
foreshadowing.
yeah, because if like the doctor's like your voice is gonna crack, and then nothing happens, he just stops performing. Like if he wouldn't have went on stage, done those bumps, and then went on stage, if he actually would have got away with that argument and not have gone on stage, I would have been like, ah, man, you just lost some cool points with me because right, the foreshadowing wouldn't have been resolved
That's
in
true.
my opinion. So I did like that with the little tropes that they did that they followed through with them. They committed to the bit. I think that's the most important thing is that Abel committed to the bit.
I
Now,
know.
how committed or the quality of that commitment, it's a different story.
I know. We both said that we hated like the lights and like the camera spinning and stuff. I liked it when it was like done once, at least, to show. This was like at the beginning of the movie where he's at like a party after the
Yeah,
concert.
right.
That's fine because he's trying to like show like the fast pace and like
Yeah.
all the substance abuse like of the weekend. Which I'm like, if you're at a party and there's drugs and alcohol, that's basically like how it's gonna be. There's fucking lights everywhere. You're
Hmm.
drunk, high. You're gonna be spinning everywhere. That was fine, but like it just kept going on and on and on. I'm like, all right, I get it.
Yeah, we get it. You're high.
Yeah.
Does the weekend get high? Do we know that as fans?
I think he did like when he was younger. I can't confirm or deny that, but
Okay.
he says it a lot in his songs, so
Somebody give the weekend a drug test right now and report back.
he
All
might
the
be
all the
clean now.
fans listening out there, someone report back. We need to
Someone
know.
go get his pee.
Yeah, we need it for science.
Well, I think this is a good segue to talk about the plot then.
Okay. The plot.
The
Okay,
plot.
so the plot. I'm glad we had the plot pulled up.
That can fit on like your screen.
Yep, can fit on just my screen. Don't got to scroll or anything. It's pretty straightforward. Um, I'll scroll back up to it because
Like,
I was in the critiques.
I guess I'll briefly explain the plot for
Yeah.
those who are curious. So this basically follows The Weeknd while he's on tour. At the beginning of the movie, he is performing a concert, and we later find out that he is struggling with a breakup from an ex-girlfriend. And his manager, Lee, played by Barry, I can't even pronounce that last name.
Yeah. Barry last name. Me and him go way back.
Hey, he cheated on Sabrina Carpenter. He deserves what he gets.
Yeah. He deserves no one being able to pronounce his name. Poor guy. Oh man, I couldn't
Well,
imagine. What a dumb. Hold on. What a fucking. Oh no, that's so terrible, bro. How do you fumble that hard?
fumble Sabrina Carpenter. Wouldn't let that
Uh,
shit happen to
it
me.
wouldn't let that happen to me though. Hell no.
Well, anyways, his name in the movie's Lee. He's the manager, and those two, him and The Weeknd, they were both have like some weird chemistry going in that movie. Like I was expecting them to fuck at one point.
Yeah, there was a lot of homoeroticism.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
And then the whole breakup causes Abel to have his voice basically not performing well.
Mm-hmm. Tightening of the muscles in the larynx.
Yep. But Lee's like, nah, you're a god, man. Go ahead, go ahead. And
Do it
lo
for
and
the
behold,
vine.
lo and behold, his voice is gone. And then Jenna Ortega comes in, and they basically have a one night stand.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically knocks him out and basically forces a therapy session on him. And that's the movie.
Yeah.
That was a very fast recap of the movie, but you're not missing much, really. That's honestly what this movie was. This movie was like a 2-hour therapy session. Like, I'm sitting
Yeah.
here like, you don't need alcohol or drugs. You need to go to therapy, my guy.
Yeah. Very true. But isn't that the case in most of the times? Many such cases, people just need therapy and not hard drugs. But for me, why not both?
I mean, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Why not both? See what's up.
See, like, that's the part of this movie that I get, though, because going through, like, a really hard time, you do
Mm-hmm.
turn to substance abuse.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
you try to distract yourself from the pain. You try to, like, mask it. You try to be like, oh, I'm fine. But, like, in reality, you're really not. And that's why, like,
No.
I like what this movie was trying to do, because, like, I've been in that situation before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Same.
like, this might be
Definitely
opening up
same.
too much, but, like,
Uh-oh.
I had a friend pass away 3 years ago,
My
and that,
condolences.
yeah, appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that shit sent me spiraling down. Like,
Yeah,
it was pretty bad.
I can
Um,
imagine. I can't. I can't imagine. I did lose my father, which I'll match you sorrow for sorrow.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right, dude. It's not your fault. Um, but that shit sends you on a different path.
It really
That
does.
shit, that kind of loss is heavy. Is heavy on
Yeah,
the heart.
yeah. Like, I mean, he was like an uncle to me, so like
Yeah.
when he passed away, that shit was rough.
Unk.
And yeah, I blamed myself for not being able to help him, and then I'm like, well, I can't be feeling like this, so
Mhm.
alcohol was, yeah, I had a really bad alcoholic problem.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
you knew this.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know this, man.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because later that year I dressed up as The Weeknd too. That was
Yeah.
that party. Yeah. You
Oh my
remember.
God. That was that party, and I was the
Yeah.
schoolgirl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
And well, you weren't there. You got there later, but me and this other guy, we finished a full bottle of whiskey in like 15 to 20 minutes.
Which to me is insane. I'm not even that heavy of a drinker. I do like to party. I like to party. I like to party, but
Yeah, me too.
I ain't never. That to me is wild. The only
Yeah,
time that I've come even close to that, I was sipping whiskey with my friend Joe Everett, and we were playing chess, and we were just like doing shots of whiskey because it was like a housewarming, and I got hammered like that. And then the other time was trying to outdrink a Marine with Jameson.
yeah. You
So
told me about that before.
oh my god, I can barely even smell Jameson anymore. That was one of those. That was one of those when you get to the point where if Jameson was in my mouth right now, my throat would just tighten up and
Jeez,
not allow it to go down. That's like one of those situations.
jeez.
Yeah, but both of those were done in recreation. I couldn't imagine drinking out of the sheer pain of existence. That that is a cross to bear. I'm glad you're out of it.
Yeah, that was a. It was hell trying to climb my way out of that.
Yeah.
Um, because I mean, obviously every weekend, haha, the weekend. Uh, I would always go to the liquor store and I would always buy alcohol. And Friday and Saturday, I would drink myself stupid. Like there was like times where I would drink too much that I guess I almost choked on my own vomit in my sleeve.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and my partner she helped me out.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, I didn't know because obviously I was so drunk, like I was blacked out. Like I didn't know
Yeah.
I could have died in my sleep then and there, and that would have been it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like I don't know if you knew how much of a problem it was, but like it was fucking bad. And
That's
then
wild, dog.
yeah, and then last year, which was my like it was like earlier last year or the previous year, I can't remember. I'm losing track of time, but that's when I discovered Four Locos, and you,
Four
you saw me before
Loco.
with that.
Yeah. You and
Yeah,
Four Locos were wild style.
yeah. We would go to the liquor store, and you would see me grab a Four Loco, and you're like, "Dog, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I need this." You're like, you don't understand.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
you could
that
tell like,
poison
oh, he's definitely at rock bottom.
on demon time.
But yeah, like it got so bad that it affected my relationships. And I basically had to go to therapy, and like otherwise things would have gotten worse.
Yeah, I'm glad you went.
Yeah, yeah, it's helped a lot. So honestly, like anyone who's listening to this right now, like go to fucking therapy, please.
Please, God.
Especially, yeah, especially if you're a male, because I know they'll be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna go to therapy. It's not gonna work. I'm a man. I don't need to talk about feelings. Fuck you. Go get help."
Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Do it just to prove us wrong.
But I
Just,
don't know,
just
like
please go.
yeah, the relationship I have with alcohol now, like it's kind of a weird relationship. Like I still hate it,
Hmm.
but at least I'm able to control it now. I just hate
Right.
it because it's ruined past relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, well,
As we've
I
seen
was,
with the Weeknd's character,
yeah, yeah, literally.
as we saw, it's ruined.
So
He just
like,
gets drunk and high at the same time,
yep,
drinking champagne on an airplane, and
drinking lean.
yeah, and he did drink lean.
Yeah,
He did drink lean during the movie, and leaving crazy voicemails,
yeah, really crazy.
buck wild voicemails, dude. That's why mm-mm, I can't be on my phone if I'm going crazy, if I'm going
Yeah, me
that
too.
buck wild. I just don't touch that thing. That's the little square of regret.
Yeah, but that's why I like this movie. That's why I want to like this movie because like I understand what
Yeah,
he's going through.
it touches on a lot of very pertinent subjects for you.
Yeah, Um, there's also a theory, I guess, going around that like Lee
Okay.
and A- Amia. I'm gonna say Barry and Jenna because I'm not gonna keep calling their character names. Those two
Yeah.
are basically supposed to be like they're not real. Like they're supposed to be the weekends like two or Abel's two like voices like an angel devil type shit, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Because like Lee's supposed to like he pushes Abel, to continue being the weekend. You know, he's like, oh, you're a god. You know, people love you. You know, go out there, perform, and do drugs, drink, party.
Yeah.
While Jenna's character, she's trying to like basically open up emotionally, like face your traumas, basically.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, I'm fine with if they're supposed to be like figments of his imagination. I'm like, that's fine, that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't really hint at that being the case, but
Mhm.
whatever. I like that theory.
Yeah. Well, where did Jenna's character go after the fire?
Where did Barry's character go after the fire? I don't think they show his body burning.
Right. They do show his
So
body on the ground.
yeah, but like during the
Yeah.
fire thing, I don't think they show him like being burnt alive.
Yeah. So, was that fire real? You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah. Like
That's
was that him putting the weekend to death?
well.
Like separating himself from that persona, trying to.
The weekend gets untied though,
That's, well,
right?
after like yeah, he does, but after he sings the song "Hurry Up Tomorrow,"
Yeah.
which is basically the most open open song that he has.
Open.
Yeah, it's like very more like he basically acknowledges all the bad things he's done and he apologizes for it. Like he talks about like his dad not being there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, him being raised by his mom.
Yeah. Yeah, that's heavy. I see what you mean though.
Which I really liked. I mean, it kind of felt weird, but I do like that he was building up to like have that song be the last thing, I guess, that to set him free. Like I feel like that's what Jenna was. Well, I don't know, because she was doing like she was dancing to his songs like "Blinding Lights" and "Gasoline."
Mhm.
I really want to know what the third song would have been, but it gets cut off. So maybe "Hurry Up Tomorrow" was supposed to be the last song,
Maybe.
even though he was playing that song for her the night before. Like it wasn't finished.
Like the demo. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I kind of want to bring up the joke I made in the theater
Okay.
when when they were both listening to that song and Jenna starts crying. I rem- I remember saying like, "Oh, she thinks this shit is so ass."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, keep this in the drafts."
Keep it tucked away in the vault. Damn. Yeah, that movie was kind of a bummer.
It was kind of yeah. I mean, like I said, it's for the fans.
Yeah.
And then I know I'm a fan, but I'm still like I don't know. I'm very indifferent with it. It isn't one of those movies that I need to go see again or like by myself to fully appreciate it. I feel like I'll
Mhm.
fall asleep if I'm watching it by myself. But eh, I'm still keeping it at a 5 out of 10 for me.
I'll match you. I'll match you at 5 out of 10 just because I don't think it was bad. I just think it wasn't for me. You
I
know?
think yeah, I think it really just could have been done better.
And that's not a bad thing because that means the concept was there. There was good attention to detail. There was a communicative channel that wasn't really expounded on because, like I said, as like someone who's not a big fan of The Weeknd or a big follower of Abel's creative works, it just didn't land the first time watching it. If I got to watch it a bunch of times in a row to get it, I'm probably not going to watch it at a movie theater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't want to have to pay every time I got to watch it to get it. You know, if it's like if it's something that I know is going to be confusing, like for example, uh, if I was not like a big fan of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
Hmm.
then I would not see the movie in theaters because someone would be like, "Oh, that movie's kind of confused. That book series is kind of confusing. There's a lot to it." And I'd be like, "Ah, okay. I'll wait for it to come out on DVD. You know, I'll wait for it to be on streaming services so I can watch it there and watch it as many times as I need to understand it." Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was just hard to watch with no prerequisite knowledge. You know,
Yeah.
decent movie overall though. You can definitely see where that 15 mil went.
Yeah.
You know, like the staging was really nice. The lighting was nice. They had cameras on gimbals, special effects, all types of stuff.
I I don't I scrolled down the wiki
Yeah,
and I'm looking at the cast,
yeah,
and you remember the girl on the voicemail like at the
yeah.
beginning of the movie.
I do.
I don't know if it was supposed to be obvious for the audience, but like I guess she's supposed to be the mother of Jenna's character. Like I didn't
What?
really make yeah, like I didn't really make that connection.
Maybe it's just because it's a voice actor and not like an actual.
Like
Are those
I know they showed like pictures before, but like very brief, like a split second. So I'm like, how am I supposed to pick that up?
right now? Are I need to see I need to see the credits. Hurry up tomorrow movie credits. How would I even find this?
In IMDb.
Maybe.
Hold on. Be patient with us. We're
Where
not
is
professionals.
we are not professionals because if the credits say that those two characters were the same.
She plays girl. Yeah, girl on voicemail and mother.
Yeah, girl on voicemail and mother are two different people.
Yeah, I don't know. If I was supposed to pick that up, then I'm stupid, I guess.
No, I don't think it's her mom.
You don't think so?
No. No, definitely not. Because there's like that bullet in between. Girl on voicemail is one person and mother is one person. Because if they were the same person, it would just be mother.
I guess, yeah.
You know what I mean? There wouldn't be. It's just a voice actor thing, I guess.
I also scroll down on the IMDb page, and it's got a 5.3.
Yo,
Yeah.
you were real close. Yeah, you basically 5.
I don't really like to give like media like point something.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're half-assing it if you're not fully committed to a number.
You said only the lettered tier lists count. We got S tier. We got A tier. There's no A.5.
Nope.
There's
Just
no D.3. It's just a tier list.
this movie's either like a C or a D. I think more a D.
Okay. More of a D than a C. We have to. We just said we deal in absolutes like the fucking Sith right now. What is it, a D or is it a C? Because I would give it a C. I would give it a C just because it looks cool.
It does look cool. Like it is a really cool movie, but
Looking
yeah,
movie. Yeah.
cool looking. But I mean, I feel like we're being nice compared to a lot of what other people are saying.
I'm giving the movie some space. I'm giving the movie like a nice wide berth, letting it say what it has to say. I don't want to like come at it with fangs because I could, but that doesn't really solve anything.
No, it
I,
really
I
doesn't.
want to be able to like, I went to that movie with you guys because I wanted to appreciate it like with a fan of the weekend. Because like
Yeah.
I could have just taken Gabby and let the other 2 tickets go to waste, but it like wouldn't have hit the same.
No, like we were
The
like,
weekend does
yeah.
bring people together.
Oh, I just realized what you just did there.
Yeah.
Haha. I get it. I get it. But I was just sitting there like, yay, the movies with my friends. Yay.
Exactly, dude. Fucking put some movies with my friends in my hand right now. I'll want it.
What's that one meme? In a world where two best friends have a beer.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the beer crystal. I quote that meme that you sent me like all the time. I love it.
No 2 friends have ever had a beer. Scientists are saying these 2 friends having a beer.
I'm a wizard and I cast a best friend to have a beer with. This got sidetracked real bad. Okay. How do I want to end this off? Because we're already like almost an hour. I feel like we're at a good like ending.
Yeah.
What's your favorite weekend song?
Oh God. Oh my God. My favorite The Weeknd song. G. Oh man, it's just so hard to pick. There's so many good ones.
It's like they're
Ah,
flying through your teeth.
I need to give me a second to think about this. Wow. The Weekend songs.
I
I
can hear you
mean,
typing.
should I just list them off? I mean, we've got
Sure, go ahead.
Timeless, One of the Girls, Starboy, Blinding Lights, Die for You.
Uh
Those are all bangers. I mean,
huh.
if I were to say, like, if I had a favorite, it would probably be Hurry Up Tomorrow because a good friend of mine said it was his most open song.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I'm
Thank
I'm
you,
totally
Spotify, for.
yeah, I'm totally not looking at the Spotify while you were saying all that.
Oh, damn. I wasn't caught off guard at all. Fuck it.
My favorite songs from his new album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, it is Niagara Falls, and I am so upset that it was not played during the movie.
Damn. Was the movie only about Hurry Up Tomorrow, the album?
I guess so, yeah. Or like
Okay.
or the story that he was trying to make with that album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause he only used I think he used a couple few songs from this album.
Mm-hmm.
But man, dude, I just really wanted Niagara Falls to be in there. I didn't hear it at least.
That would have scratched that itch in your brain.
It would have. That song is such a mood. Like
Is
I
it
don't
a
know if
hot
you heard it
banger?
before. It is a hot banger.
I have not heard it before.
You should definitely give it a listen. I love it. Just the drums on that, the beat. Oh, I'm
Oh,
coming.
the beat go off?
The beat go off. But I will say that my favorite album is After Hours, and I feel like I'm gonna get attacked because that's probably like a generic answer,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I can listen to that album front and back all day.
Ooh, yeah. Listen to that album, eating some McDonald's with your eyes closed.
Yep. Which sucks because that album was also the one I played the most when I was at my like most toxic.
Toxic Avenger.
Yep.
Well, now you're not toxic, dude. I used to be toxic too. We have that
You
in
see,
common.
yeah, you just gotta do some growing and healing, you know.
Growing and healing. Yes, sir. And that's like what I feel like The Weeknd tries to portray with his music is that there is growth and healing, but there's also substance abuse and easy women, but
Yep.
more importantly, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and being honest with yourself is the only way through a lot of the stuff that you're going through.
And I really like that. That's how he ends the Weekend character, like being honest with yourself and like he
Yeah,
wants to change,
yeah,
like he's ready to change,
he's ready.
which is like once again I can relate. But yeah, man, like
Yeah,
that's it. We did a movie review on this.
I'll say. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks
Yeah,
for
make
having
sure
us in your ears during your commute or your workout sesh.
or your wage slave.
Yeah, especially that.
Yeah. I mean,
Damn,
I
fuck
usually just
work.
put on our podcast after an episode drops. I don't know. I like
Really?
to listen to us. Yeah. I don't know if you do.
I haven't listened to a full one yet. Sorry to say. I'm sorry. Is that like sacrilegious to not listen to your
You're good.
I make music, so listening to my own shit makes me hate it.
But I
Listening to
guess
too much of my own shit makes me not want to be alive.
I usually just give it like one listen through and then I'm like, all right, I'm done with it.
Heard that.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening. I'm so sorry that the other two couldn't be here, but they didn't get to see the movie with us. So, haha.
Yeah. We only had 4 tickets and we was gonna take our baddies.
Yep.
Had to
Oh,
do it to them.
I think this might have been for a surprise for you, but I'll say it now so that our viewers can hear too.
Okay.
We might be doing a live podcast episode, all of us in person.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's
So
big.
yeah,
That's huge news.
that might be maybe next month or the following month. Yeah.
Haven't seen them Johns since the meetup, since the Discord meetup.
Yeah.
Damn, I came kind of over prepared for the meetup.
You
Like
did.
simultaneously over and under prepared.
Yeah. I remember you were like texting and calling me. I think I was like hungover.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
guys
you're like,
partied hard on the first night. I missed all that.
yeah. And you were like, hey, I'm outside. And I see like 5 missed calls on Instagram. As soon as I woke up and saw all the notifications, I bolted downstairs. My boy needs
Classic. My boy.
me.
Hell yeah. Well, all y'all at home, have a
Yep.
blessed rest of your night.
Yep. Bye bye.
Bye.